So the Trash Taste podcast messed up pretty badly recently by having Hasan on their podcast as a special guest. If you don't know what the Trash Taste podcast is, it's basically these three guys, Joey, Connor, and Garnt, who will talk about anime, Japan, and them hanging out together, just different stuff like that, mostly talking about anime, of course. And sometimes they'll have a special guest on to interview. And for some reason, they decided to bring on Hasan. They've had Hasan Hiker on before in the past, like a year ago, and they had a pretty good amount of dislikes. It wasn't as insane as 64,000. Yeah, you might have seen videos a couple days ago talking about it, and it was nowhere near these numbers, but that's insane. 21,000 like 64,000 dislikes. 500,000 people viewed the video. 64,000 dislikes. That's an insane like to dislike ratio. And if you don't know who Hasan Hiker is, he's a Twitch streamer that gets special treatment because the CEO of Twitch just wants to fondle Hasan as much as he can. And mostly what he talks about is politics. That's basically all he talks about on Twitch is politics, and it's very annoying. And he's also supported terrorists and has said Americans deserve 9/11.
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it. I'm saying it.
All kinds of crazy takes that are just so stupid, but he keeps getting away with it. And you can see the video from a year ago didn't have nearly the like to dislike ratio. It still had a pretty good amount of dislikes, but you can see this year people don't really like him as much because of all of his bad takes that he's been throwing out into the void. Hasan definitely found out that outside of his little echo chamber, people don't really like him. Now, he's just a very hypocritical, disingenuous loser. That's what I've always thought from the stuff that I know about him. And I'm just like a pretty casual Trash Taste viewer. I don't watch every podcast. I'm not a big podcast guy, so I don't watch every video or anything, but I check out a few of them that are interesting. Mostly whenever they have like the dub voice actors. The Aleks podcast video is my favorite. He's the voice actor for like Zenitsu and Jinusung in Solo Leveling and a bunch of other stuff. But anyway, this caused Hasan to have a little bit of a breakdown over on Twitch, and we're gonna check out a couple of those clips because it's pretty funny.
Mr. President, the second piker has hit the Trash Taste. Why would you do this, Hasan? Really? The terrorist endorser? Shame. I noticed lately you guys are not up to date with the internet, but this is a whole new level of out of touch. Having an openly racist person on, downvote. Do not have him again, please. Holy fuck. Too bad I get irritated from just seeing his face. The guy has said so many profoundly idiotic things that I honestly cannot listen to a word from him. The brigade is on, folks. Get in and actively counter the brigade. They dislike botted the video immediately. Lol, it's at 2.5k dislikes. You really upset the weebs this time? Yeah.
So you can see he was going through a bunch of comments, just seeing all the dislikes and hate on him. And he was also trying to play it off like it was just a bunch of haters that are going around roaming the internet looking for anything that has him on it, which I'm sure there are a bunch of people out there that saw Hasan, clicked on it just to dislike, which I would 100% believe. But I definitely think it's a lot of the Trash Taste podcast fans that are disliking it, because it wasn't just on YouTube, it was also on the subreddit, where apparently it was being censored. Also, the podcasts were allegedly deleting hate comments below. So let's go ahead and scroll down, see what we can find. I haven't scrolled down at all. We're just gonna see. And they had to specify, we don't and have never deleted comments on any episodes. This one, Hasan not realizing how he's lol-cow out of his echo chamber is hilarious. The name Trash Taste has never been more applicable. I assumed you just didn't know better, but uploading clips to the highlights channel after backlash is very telling. Oh yeah, I had this ready to go too. Yeah, they did not learn their lesson from being heavily disliked and criticized. With valid backlash, by the way, they decided to double down and post on their highlights channel, which you could argue is even more of the fans and less random people. But you can see again, 500 likes, 1.1k dislikes. Hasan's spicy anime takes are back. I mean, this kind of feels disrespectful to the fan.
No, I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. I am so freaking disappointed I could hit him in the face with a brick.
Like, yeah, you might not want to just throw out Hasan or something or act unkind or whatever it is you guys are dealing with. I know Hasan is friends with Ludwig or whatever. They've got some weird inner circle, but you gotta listen to your fans' backlash. It's not for no reason. It's bad enough that you already had the guy that was literally condoning terrorism, but now you're just doubling down and posting it on your highlights channel too.
And they like, because sometimes we'll stare into the darkness on this broadcast. Like, well, we'll look at like what they're saying, and they just can't comprehend how like journalists are still covering this guy in a positive way. What the fuck is going on? And it's like, dude, why do you think like a 40-year-old journalist has no political convictions of their own? Like, you think they're going to be deluded by like a drama farmer on YouTube, like a slop tuber, and be like, wow, this is a real bad guy? You think they haven't seen internet harassment campaigns before? You are so out of touch, holy hell. No, brother, I'm not the one who's out of touch. The people that are going, we hate you because we think this person is an evil person, me, okay? We think your friend that you know better, okay, is actually secretly an evil person because we've seen YouTube videos from fucking rabid haters, is an active line of attack. The assumption that you, as a random commentator, a random commenter online, is not out of touch, but I am, because what you expect in terms of like retaliation towards someone like myself is not matching the reality, is hilarious.
I mean, the way he can just go on yapping for so long, just trying to spin it on the guy that commented about him being out of touch, is insane. I mean, what's also insane is how he sent a brigade of his own fans over to go like and comment nice things on their podcast video because he was so upset about it getting hated on just because he was the special guest. Also, he acts like journalists are the most truthful people in the world. Most people nowadays don't really trust journalists because they've seen how false they are. Let's go ahead and sort top comment, or sorted by top comment. Like, these are the top comments. It's so weird that it's sorted like this. Like 3.5k, 8.9k. There's 43,000 comments. And one thing I'll say is, I'll decide to trust them and say that they haven't deleted any comments. And what I saw someone talking about is they possibly have just been mass reported by Hasan fans that have gone here. So they just go over here, click report, and then mass report, and then YouTube just takes it off. Probably something like that, what I'm assuming. I heard Bin Laden likes anime too. Get him on next. I'm guessing they'll perform necromancy and have Osama as their next guest. I hear Kim Jong-un likes anime. They had to invite Hasan last minute because Johnny Somali is still in prison somewhere in Korea. Yeah, so obviously people are not very happy about it, and Hasan just can't accept the fact that other people